Diane Keaton, the Academy Award-winning actress, passed away at 79, leaving an indelible mark on Hollywood. Rising to fame with iconic roles in The Godfather and Annie Hall, her talent shone brightly across decades. Friends and fans mourn her unique style and humor, celebrating her unforgettable performances. Both on and off screen, she embodied authenticity, forever cherished in the hearts of movie lovers worldwide. Her death was confirmed by Dory Rath, who produced a number of Ms. Keaton's most recent films. She did not say where or when Ms. Keaton died or cite a cause. Ms. Keaton was 31 and a veteran of 8 films, most of them comedies, when she starred as the title character in Annie Hall 1977, a single woman in New York City with ambitions, insecurities, and definite style. Annie is known for cheerful psychiatric breakthroughs, fashions that look like men's wear, questionable driving skills and lingering hints of an all-too-wholesome Midwestern upbringing. She accepted her Oscar wearing a linen jacket, 2 full linen skirts, a scarf over a white shirt and black string tie, and high heels with socks. In her 2014 memoir, Then Again, she looked back on the moment, with some regret, as my lauded a layered get-up. Annie Hall, which won 3 other Oscars including Best Picture, brought Ms. Keaton a shower of additional honors, including acting awards from the National Board of Review, National Society of Film Critics, New York Film Critics Circle and the British Academy of Film and Television Artists. The Hollywood Reporter's review of the movie called Ms. Keaton the consummate actress of our generation and observed that she adds the charm and warmth and spontaneity that make Annie Hall plausible. Ms. Keaton received 3 other Oscar nominations. One was for the sweeping Oscar-winning drama Reds 1981, in which she played Louise Bryant, an intense 1910s writer hanging out with Greenwich Village socialists and Bolshevik revolutionaries, notably the activist journalist Jack Reed Warren Beatty, who directed. Another was for Marvin's Room 1996, in which she played the selfless daughter who is taking care of her slowly dying father and her scatterbrained aunt when she receives a diagnosis of leukemia and needs a bone marrow transplant. Her co-stars included Meryl Streep, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Hume Cronin. The third was for Something's Gotta Give 2003, a comedy about a successful playwright who turns an extremely tearful breakup into a new hit comedy. She attracts the attentions of a handsome, much younger Dr. Keanu Reeves and inspires a sexist man in his 60s Jack Nicholson to fall in love with a woman his own age. Ms. Keaton was also a director. Her first film was Heaven 1987, a documentary on beliefs about the afterlife. In her last, she directed herself, Meg Ryan and Lisa Kudrow in the comic drama Hanging Up 2000, based on a novel by Delia Ephron. Unstrung Heroes 1995, her first foray into fictional filmmaking, starred Andie MacDowell, John Turturro, and Michael Richards. The story of a teenage boy's idiosyncratic uncles was selected for Uncertain Regard, the prestigious sidebar at the Cannes Film Festival. The Rolling Stone review said, "The movie works like a charm." The Washington Post called it sweet madness, a sensitive coming-of-age story. A film career was always Ms. Keaton's goal. She explained her aversion to theater as a lifelong pursuit on CBS Sunday Morning in 2010. Night after night doing a play, she said, putting an imaginary gun to her head. That's my idea of hell. Diane Hall was born on January 5, 1946, in Los Angeles. She was the eldest of 4 children of John Newton Ignatius Hall, known as Jack, a civil engineer, and Dorothy Diane Keaton Hall, an amateur photographer who was also crowned Mrs. Los Angeles in a beauty pageant for homemakers. Diane's father gave her the nickname Perkins and often addressed her as Diane, Ms. Keaton wrote in her memoir. She grew up in Santa Ana, California near Los Angeles, and briefly attended community colleges, first Santa Ana and then Orange Coast. At 19, she dropped out and moved to New York to study acting at the Neighborhood Playhouse. She made her Broadway debut in the hit musical Hair, first as a member of the ensemble and then as Sheila, the female lead. She turned down the $50 bonus offered to actors who were willing to appear nude in one scene. Her Broadway career continued and her partnership with Mr. Allen began with Play It Again, Sam 1969, in which she played a romantically desirable married woman opposite Mr. Allen as a nebbishy divorced friend. That performance earned her a Tony Award nomination for Best Featured Actress in a Play. Her film debut came the next year, when she played an unhappy young wife at a suburban wedding in Lovers and Other Strangers 1970. Then, after a handful of television appearances, she played Kay Adams, the clearly non-sick image.
3 years later, the same year Annie Hall was released, she starred in the wrenching drama Looking for Mr. Goodbar as a young teacher who prowls singles bars almost every night. Molly Haskell's review in New York Magazine called Ms. Keaton's the performance of a lifetime and the movie itself harrowing, powerful, appalling. Some observed that although she won the Oscar for Annie Hall, many voters had been influenced by Mr. Goodbar, which they considered brilliant but too hard to take. She appeared regularly in Mr. Allen's films, starting with the movie version of Play It Again, Sam, 1972, Sleeper, 1973, a comedy set in a dystopian future, and Love and Death, 1975, set in Tsarist Russia. She also starred in two of Mr. Allen's more serious contemporary films, Interiors, 1978, and the multiple award-winning Manhattan, 1979. Although she dismissed her early singing ambitions as foolish, she sang 2 numbers in Annie Hall and made a cameo appearance as a 1940s nightclub singer in Mr. Allen's Radio Days, 1987. Their last film together was Manhattan Murder Mystery, 1993. In addition to Reds, Marvin's Room and the sequels to The Godfather, 1974 and 1990, she starred in several other dramas, some with satirical undertones. They included Shoot the Moon, 1982, in which she co-starred with Albert Finney, the story of an unhappy California couple and their divorce, Beth Henley's Southern Gothic Crimes of the Heart, 1986, playing the spinster sister of Jessica Lange and Sissy Spacek, and the miniseries The Young Pope, 2016, as a nun who was personal secretary and confidant to the Pope, played by Jude Law. Speaking at a comedy festival in Aspen, Colorado, in 2004, Ms. Myers compared Ms. Keaton's comedic skills to those of 2 big stars of an earlier generation, Katharine Hepburn and Jean Arthur. And Mr. Allen himself went even further. My opinion is that with the exception of Judy Holliday, she's the finest screen comedienne we've ever seen, he told The Times. Ms. Keaton's other comedy films included Harry and Walter Go to New York, 1975, set in the 1890s, with James Caan and Elliot Gould, The Family Stone, 2005, with an ensemble cast including Dermot Mulroney, Sarah Jessica Parker and Craig T. Nelson, 5 Flights Up, 2014, opposite Morgan Freeman, and Palms, 2019, about retirement-age cheerleaders. The First Wives Club, 1996, in which she starred with Goldie Hawn and Bette Midler, was a major box office hit, a comedy of revenge or justice, depending on your point of view. Miss Keaton's character, for instance, learns that the therapist she has come to trust is actually having an affair with her estranged husband. Her final film was Summer Camp, 2024, a comedy about 3 old friends at an eventful reunion. Ms. Keaton's personal life could be fodder at times for the gossip pages as they tracked her romantic relationships, including with Mr. Beatty and Mr. Allen in addition.